many years, hounded by hatred and trapped by fear. I'm in a box. I've got no place to go. If I follow my mind, I know I slaughter my own. Help me, I'm the prisoner. Won't you hear my plea? I need somebody, yeah, to listen to me. I beg you, brothers and sisters, I'm counting on you, yeah. Black babies in the womb, shackled and bound, chained by the caveman who keeps beauty down, smacked on the ass when they're squalling and wet, heir to a spineless man who never forgets, never forgets that he's a prisoner. Can't you hear my plea? 'Cause I need somebody, Lord knows, to listen to me. I'm a stranger to my son who wonders why his daddy runs, yeah.
Peace and love. Welcome, family. This is the NAPPC podcast. I'm Brother Frank, and I'm with former political prisoner
Abdul Haq Islam.
Welcome to the NEPPC podcast. Today's discussion, we're going to talk about Veronza Bowers. He's home now. What does that mean to us? Because that is a people's victory, right? Because the objective is to not let our U.S.-held political prisoners die in prison. So we must organize, we must fight, and we must bring them home. So when they come home, what's the next job? What's the task ahead? Well, today we're going to discuss that, and we want you to feel inspired to do something, to share this with at least 10 people, to organize around what you need to do or what you think should be done regarding supporting Veronza Bowers being home, because obviously he's going to need help with those everyday life expenses, because we know life is not free. So let's have that discussion, and let's build on that, and let's talk about that. So we wanted to let people know that while Veronza Bowers was incarcerated, he was not being absolved in self-pity. He used his time, or did his time rather, constructively. He was an author, a composer. He was a teacher of Buddhist meditation. He was an accomplished practitioner of Asian healing arts expertise. He survived a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. There are a number of things that he specializes in, and that's why today's very important that we start talking to people about how he can be utilized in our community. Our community is facing serious mental health issues. May not only is African Liberation Month, but it's also a mental health awareness month. And it's ironic that Veronza Bowers came home during this month. So on 2 points, right? The mental health aspect as well as the African liberation struggle, because you can't talk about African liberation struggle and not include the liberation of our political prisoners. So with Veronza Bowers being home and him having that body of work that he accumulated while he was in prison, now we have to talk about the community and talk about what can be done, right? You can hire him as a speaker. We could get you his contact. You can contact me at 347-679-3936, and I could reach out to people who know him and make arrangement about him speaking. I know that his mobility is probably limited, so I know he could do things online, right? But of course, we would have to ask the people that have his contact and him too about what he's comfortable with doing. We should make sure that he's compensated for his time, because obviously his time is valuable, because for him to learn the things that he has learned, it is not something that didn't take a long time. So we could utilize him in our community. He could be given consultant fees. He can be paid to speak, right, to teach and educate, do workshops. He has a group that's he organized an all-faith meditation group, and regardless of your religious background, you can come and participate in that. So you could be Islamic, you can be practice Judaism or Christianity and still participate in the all-faith meditation. So it's just to give you an idea of how his talents and skills can be utilized. Brother Abdul Hafiz Islam.
Yeah, peace and love, brother, sister, Black Power. We thank Veronza for his service. He's been great service to our people. When the U.S. sends people around the world to commit the most evil deeds, oppressing people, stealing, robbing, raping, they say, thank you for your service, and then they pretend that the U.S. military is about defense. The U.S. military ain't got nothing to do with defense. It's all the opposite. It's all been offense, So in an actual, factual sense, we're thanking a brother who has served humanity in a very, very righteous, in a very, very positive way. This is not just a brother that goes around talking stuff, but a brother who is very, very well trained, has spent decades in the very pressure cooker of stress, and oppression, which, as Fanon says, leads to mental disorders, and has counseled people, in these matters, and has been very, very successful, So now he is free, when people come home from prison, you know, they have very few resources, you know, so they must spend time, you know, searching of food, clothing, and shelter, which can be kind of time consuming. So to free up the brother from that task, and which will allow him to spend his valuable time doing what he was trained to do, has had many decades of experience of doing. You know, we're saying, you know, to say thank you for your service, you know, and all he's gone through, spending 47 years, you know, for a crime he didn't do. You know, 2 witnesses lied. You know, one of them was given a grant, $10,000 for lying. You know, both of them had cases pending, you know, and received reduced sentences. You know, so the brother did all this time, you know, and the reason that that the state was so adamant about giving the brother time, paid one witness $10,000 to lie, you know, was because of the effectiveness of his work as a Black Panther, addressing all the issues very, very pertinent in the hearts of our people. You know, poverty, police brutality, miseducation, employment, you know, health, you know, the brother, you know, engaged in activities, you know, very, very, you know, successful in these realms, you know, so the government saw it as valuable, you know, to spend $1,000, you know, and to hire these informants to tell these lies to get the brother time. Now the brother's home, so you know, in prison, you know, you get very, very little money. You know, most people come home from prison, you know, they're doing very, very bad financially. So, you know, we're asking our brothers and sisters to show some love, because everything this brother did was out of love, you know, and, you know, he's just not a fly by night cat, you know, talking stuff. This brother is very, very professional, very, very well trained, very, very well educated. I'm gonna read some of his credentials here. All right. He's a founding member of the Cultural Council of Native Nations. Like Frank said, founding member of All Faiths Meditation Group, you know, which brings unity among the people, you know, in meditating and you know, and healing. The brother was a healer, certified in the National Federation of Professional Trainers. You know, we're not here saying he wasn't just a trainer, but they train trainers. You know, so that's on a high level. So you can imagine the value of this brother being able to do his work out here in the street. You understand, out here in so-called free land. You know, kind of unencumbered by the need to spend his time seeking food, clothing, and shelter. A certified massage therapist into the International Sports Association. A founding member of the Youth Encouraging Supporters, YES. You know, they talk to youth coming into the jail, and they encourage them. You know, they talk to at-risk youth coming into the prison and encourage them to change their lifestyle. Very, very important. So, you know, in view of what's happening in our society, crime, violence, and these type of things, you know, we can see the value of a brother like this. You know, he was, you know, the prison authorities always came to him. You know, he's very well respected among the staff and among the prisoners. And when there was situations in the prison leading to violence, they came to this brother, and he resolved the stuff. You know. And
one of the things, one of the things that I wanted to say is that while he was in prison too, I don't know if you mentioned it, but he had acquired his associate degree and he was on the dean's list, right? So that means that you're not just going in to just get good points or anything like that, so that you can have what you would like while you're in prison. But he's really applying himself to be on the dean's list. That means he was an exceptional student. Now, the college that he went to was from DeKalb College. Now is part of Georgia State University in Atlanta. So we would just want to understand the seriousness in which this man, this brother, this comrade has given his time to and his attention to, his ability to use just not go through meditation just as most people would, but he would add other components to it, right? And one component he did is this Japanese flute called the shaku adi. I hope I'm saying it right. It's a bamboo flute, and it's a flute that he would use to provide that sound therapy, that part of that meditation. And I think that that's something that needs to really be looked into seriously. And those who are out here doing community work, make sure that you find a part of your budget to include him in this, because just think about what he can bring to the table and bring to your contribution to your community, because he's dealing with acupressure, muscle testing. He got dealing with yoga, music therapy, like I said, and Zen meditation. I know I just put all his body of work, all the things that he brings to the table on the screen. And I'm going to do it again just for those who are tuning in right now. That's why it's very important that you share this with at least 10 people. Do your part, right? We're making the time to dedicate to our political prisoners and raise the consciousness of our political prisoners, and let our community know that, you know, this is a war. It's a war of ideas. People are constantly attacking our right to be self-determined. Here is a brother of ours, of Veranza Bowers. He's home now. We have access to him, right? We have to let him settle in first, right? And after that, then
he wants to be with his family for a while.
Right, he wants to be with his family for a while. Let him get comfortable with his new life, and now we start to let him know that his mind is needed, his time is needed with his community to build up his community, because the problems that he was fighting against while he was in the Black Panther Party and the Black Liberation Army are still going on, because these problems are systemic. So the only way these problems will be eradicated is through an entire change of a system. And for those who understand what that means, you understand what that means in terms of your work, the work that is necessary to build something better, something stronger, something that is beneficial to the collective and not to an elite group at the expense of the collective. So once we start understanding this, then we understand the crisis of mental health and how it needs to be dealt with. You know, for some time, over a year, the banner in Queensbridge was there. It was an open letter from Veranza Bowers to the community, and I just want to always thank them continuously for respecting the banner. Obviously, a number of us have relatives, or some of us have been incarcerated, and we understand what it is like to be away from your family, to be told what to do every day, and that if there'll be penalties and consequences if you don't listen. And you know, so the community has sympathy for people who are in prison, right? And then the banner is there to let them know that he's a political prisoner. He's in prison not because he was engaged in criminal activity, but he was in it because he stood up to the state, and the state responded the way they respond when they feel threatened. They responded with their ability to keep you away from your loved ones, to restrict your mobility, restrict your way which you engage your community. And that is what led to his incarceration. And but while he's home, we have to really be serious about the idea that of him being a political prisoner and not a terrorist, but rather a captured freedom fighter. We have to welcome him home with open arms. That's why I say, you know, if you don't have no money to donate to his fund, you can share this video, this coverage of Veranza Bowers to at least 10 people. You could call me at my phone number, my cell number, which is 347-679-3936. Again, that's 347-679-3936. and we can have a discussion about what you can do, right? Everybody's willing to do something, perhaps behind closed doors, right? They don't want too many people knowing that they're participating in this work because of some quote unquote backlash. But whenever you're fighting against what's wrong, there's always the possibility of a backlash. So we have to keep that in mind. But when we're talking about Verranza, we're talking about our captured freedom fighter who is now home. Let's rejoice, let's be happy, and let's show gratitude. Let's show gratitude by making a contribution to him, by including him in the work to advance our people, providing a donation when we can, and doing things to raise funds, right? You might not have no finances right now, but if you can do artwork, you can sell your artwork and donate the money to Verranza. You can, you might have some old clothes that you don't want anymore. You can sell those old clothes and donate the money to Verranza. You can do what is necessary. Whatever skills you have, you can use that to bring in some money for Verranza. Because as we said before, Verranza has to accommodate to life outside of prison, right? He has to now find out how he's going to get food, clothing, shelter. Now, if you're somebody who's in that field that helps people who are coming home from prison, you want to help him get medical insurance, you want to help him get housing, you want to help him get access to food, please call me at 347-679-3936 or text me at 347-679-3936 so I can get you in contact with those who can take you to the next level regarding providing him with that, with those resources. So, Brother Abdul Haq Islam, you were formerly incarcerated. As you came home, what did you need help with? Because, just to let our viewers know what he's going to be struggling with.
Well, I mean, it was a struggle. I came home and I think, I was in prison. I might have been getting maybe 50 cents a week, something like that, So, I had financial problems, so I had to seek ways, to earn a livelihood, it was a struggle, it was difficult, but, we, as human beings, we do what we have to do, and, I was not tempted at all to do anything illegal, to get some funds. I've always been about, getting halal money. Halal means righteous, as opposed to haram. Haram was prohibited, So, like I said, I saw ways to get halal money, righteous money, with no criminality, And it was a struggle, but we're human beings, so we know how to struggle. But since we're talking about Verranza, I want to point to the people. Here, the brother is right here. You see right there. That's Verranza right there. And there's various ways that we can help the brother. Like Frank pointed out, he was a top student. Very, very intelligent brother, a professional brother. Like I said before, this is a brother trained trainers. Not just he didn't just deal with training, but he trained people who train people. So we can understand the value of this brother. So this message needs to go up by radio, by newspaper, people in organizations, people that have podcasts, and whatever it means, to multiply this message, get the message out there about the brother, so the brother can become more and more engaged in the things that he loves to do. What he does as an act of love for the people, the healing, the therapy, like I said before, like Fanon said, the oppression, the madness, the pressure cooker of this society, the violence, the injustice, drives some of our people crazy, and so we need some healing, man, so we're thankful for this brother, we appreciate him, we appreciate his service, so show the brother some love, Black Power.
I know that when in Queensbridge, when we have our the community grief support group every Thursday from the hours of 6 to 8, when he wrote that letter to the group, and I shared it. You know, people were deeply touched. People who came to the group, I gave them the letter. I gave the open letter to a number of people. You know, that letter was very powerful because he took the time to write. We had a workshop in which we all wrote to Veronta, and I think that, you know, that's very important and powerful that we were able to do that, connect the community with U.S. held political prisoner, to let them know that, you know, they are appreciated, they're thought about, and they are inspiring others to understand what it means to stand up and fight back. And that when you take the position that you're going to stand up and fight back, you know that there's going to be you're engaging in a war, right? It's a war of ideas, and, you know, at times it becomes physical, and you know, because it becomes physical, you know, casualties happen. You know, you have political prisoners, you have martyrs. You know, those who understood prior to them being martyrs and political prisoners that this could be a possibility. This could be a possible outcome in their effort, their courage to stand up and fight back, and not just be on the sideline watching their people continually be dealt with in an unhuman manner, right? Because to exploit people is to deal with people inhumanely, and we have to really be clear about that and really give the respect where the respect is. That's why right now we're providing the GoFundMe for those of you who are not tuning in on a live stream and elsewhere. It could be it's GoFundMe, GoFund.me /94C 51323. Again, that's GoFund.me /94C 51323. You know, please spread the word. Let everybody know that Veronta Bowers is home. Let's show appreciation by donating. We must help him out. Let's bring him into our community. Let's give him what he needs to be given, which is the proper respect, right? We let him speak to our people. Let him tell his story in his own words. You might have him speak at a community function. Let him use his skills to heal our community. Our community is hurting, right? We've been oppressed for a long time. This has been an ongoing war, and it's a war that's been going on since the first African was kidnapped, and the first African decided that he's going to fight back, and she's going to fight back, right? I want to exclude our sisters, our female combatants. You know, they decided no, they were not going to be what you want them to be. They were not going to work the way you want them to work the entire day and for the duration of their life. You know, we have to be very clear about that, and very clear about what a political prisoner is, aka a captured freedom fighter. Those are combatants. Those are people who understand that you have to stand up to the system. This system does not want to is not going to respect you if you're just talking continuously. You have to organize people, right? To talk articulately is good. That's a good talent. It's needed in the war of propaganda. But, you know, you have to move beyond just words. You have to have the ability to guide people, to lead people, to organize people, to get people on the same page and make a clear decision that we have to take a definitive position when it comes to our own destiny, that we're going to be hands-on with it. And either you're with us or against us. And for some people, that's very uncomfortable. But for people who understand what is at stake, they understand what they need to do. Veronta Bowers is one of them. We have Joy Powers. She's another one. We have Imam Jamil Al-Amin. He's another one. We have Mumia,
Brown, right?
Yes, formerly known as Rap Brown. We have Mumia Abu-Jamal, Leonard Peltier, right? And that was, when I'm saying these names, I want others to say the name and do their research and learn about them. You know, June 6th, Charlemagne the God will be signing his book, and we who are struggling and organizing to free U.S. held political prisoners, you should be there. Purchase the book, have them sign it to a political prisoner, because that's what I'm going to do. Have them sign the book to Imam Jamil Al-Amin. Try to get him to take a picture while I open up the banner that says, "Don't let U.S. held prisoners, or don't let political prisoners die in prison." Now, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do all those things, but you know, the whole idea is to keep those ideas circulating, to ask others who might be in that area or who might make a decision to go out there and purchase his book, to let him know about you know, what he said before about our own political prisoners, like Imam Jamil Al-Amin, formerly known as H. Rap Brown. In fact, he said H. Rap Brown. For those of you who tuned in to our channel, you know, I put it up there. And while he was interviewing Meek Mills, he spoke about Mumia, and Meek Mills said he heard of him, but he wasn't familiar with the case. And I think that, you know, for him to use his platform, he has thousands, possibly a couple of million people that who he's exposed to and he have access to, right? That is very strong. That is very powerful. And we have to let him know and remind him about our political prisoners, because he's dealing with a number of issues that's coming his way. And who knows the area of creativity or the flexibility he has in terms of creativity. But this episode is coming to a close, and we want you to share with as many people as possible. And just like I heard, shared it earlier, Veronza Bowers' album, Peace in the Chaos, it's on all streaming platforms. Listen to that. That's another way you can support his work. I mean, him being able to be compensated financially and be able to have access to what's necessary as he enjoys his new life outside of prison. So that's our episode for today, you know, and I'll see you next Wednesday at the same time at our studios here in the Republic of Brooklyn. So, brother, what's your final words? You got any final words?
Well, you know, just to say that in all the chaos, you know, all the oppression and the madness, the oppression, the apartheid that we've been through, you know, this is we've been in a war, a show enough war. But in that war, the brother, you know, was able to find some peace of mind. You understand, some clear, logical thinking. You know, and he shared this with us. You know, so you know, we thank the brother, and people, you know, get in tune with that. You know, that in this cauldron of oppression, evil, and insanity that the enemy puts on us, you know, we can still have some peace of mind, you know, and we can, you know, think clearly and work out our problems in a planned, organized way. You understand? You know, as people realizing the greatness that we have, you know, so in that line, you know, we're saying we thank Veronza, you know, we thank you for your service. Black Power, free them all.